In the last video, we talked about Ippo defeating Wally when he was still a boxing newbie. Now, let's fast forward to the latest manga. Wally is no longer a newbie in boxing and he now has 25 fights with 24 wins, 19 knockouts, and 1 loss. And his next opponent is Ricardo Martinez. Ricardo Martinez is the undefeated WBA featherweight super champion. In fact, Martinez is so formidable, he is currently the #1 pound-per-pound boxer. If you can remember, he is also the one who gave Eiji Date his signature nose injury when he was still boxing. Ippo went to Mexico to watch Wally versus Martinez, and at the airport he saw Sendo. We learn here that the reason why Sendo went to Mexico was to help Volg as his sparring partner. This is because there was no more sparring partners for Volg after Wally took them out one by one. Here, Ippo also learned that he is needed to spar with Wally. While heading to the gym, Sendo suggested that they swap opponents for the sparring because he wanted to fight Wally. Volg, Wally, Sendo, and Ippo all met at the gym. Sendo and Wally started sparring together without headgear and both seemed serious. Wally easily dodged all of Sendo's punches. Sendo launched his smash, which Wally dodged. Due to Wally's curiosity and adaptability, he quickly copied it. Then Wally threw his own smash, deliberately hitting Sendo's gloves. Next, he used Volg's signature move, which he learned while sparring before Sendo. Amazing! Wally is so talented! Even if he sees the signature move only once, he can quickly replicate it. He copies like a carbon paper in speed. Ippo told Sendo to target the body, because that's what he did in their fights and was the cause of Wally's defeat. And he wanted to know how Wally would confront his past weakness. When Sendo was about to deliver a body blow, Wally dodged it and ran away. Their sparring session ended. The next day, they all jogged together. Wally's coach and Volg discussed that Mexico is 2,200 meters above sea level. Therefore, there is less oxygen here and it's harder to breathe, which could pose a problem in the match. Meanwhile, Martinez is very accustomed to this environment. He lived in the mountains, which are even higher, and worked as a carrier for mountaineers. While they were jogging, Ippo and Sendo had a conversation. Sendo said that Wally wouldn't win against Martinez because even though he is strong, he is missing something crucial from his arsenal, and that is bloodlust. According to Sendo, he lacks the thirst for blood required of a world champion. Ippo countered that many of Martinez's opponents have been bloodthirsty and brutal, but they all fell easily to Martinez. So Wally should try a different approach, which might be the answer to defeating the champion. Wally and Martinez met for the first time at the press conference for their match. After their stare down, a reporter asked them about their first impressions of each other and their predictions for the match. Martinez said, "I'm sure Wally is unique and have no prediction about our fight, but one thing is certain, I will remain the champion." After Ricardo's comment, Wally teased him, saying, "I don't care about the belt, I'm just excited to fight the strongest person in the world, that's all." Wally approached Martinez slowly, examining him from head to toe. This cheeky Wally suddenly did a backflip, saying the fight will be fun because Martinez looks strong. Martinez responded, stating that not one boxer has ever enjoyed fighting him. Wally retorted, saying he will be the first one to enjoy it because he's confident that he will win. Volg stopped Wally as he was becoming disrespectful to the champion. After exiting the building, Miguel told Ippo that he was hoping Ippo would be Wally's second in the match. Ippo was shocked to hear this. The next day, while eating, Kamogawa agreed that Ippo could be Wally's second. Ippo was nervous as this would be his first time being a second in a world title match. Miguel told Ippo that he would be in charge of arranging Wally's chair and water. Ippo initially refused, but Wally pleaded with him, saying that Ippo was one of the reasons he fell in love with boxing. Wally told him that there was something he wanted to show Miguel and Ippo, because they were the reason he became a boxer. Eventually, Ippo agreed and accepted his fate. The day of the match between Wally and Martinez arrived. After Volg won his match, Dan was worried about Wally as he was surely nervous. But Dan was surprised when he saw Wally very excited about his fight. Wally was introduced as Alpha due to his innocence and monkey-like movements which resembled an ancient man. Wally showed off his athleticism as he entered the ring, and it seemed like the crowd was watching a circus performance. Next, Ricardo Martinez was introduced as Quetzalcoatl, the Aztecs' god of gods. If Wally is the Alpha, then Martinez is the Omega, signifying the end. As the national anthem for each boxer played, Martinez noticed Ippo and asked his coach why he was there. Before the match started, Ippo mentioned that Martinez's strategy at the beginning is always calm. Indeed, he is still examining his opponent. So Miguel's strategy was to go all in from the start. In the audience, Sendo and Vogue were discussing Wally's sparring partners, who were also world-class boxers. Apparently, Wally had beaten them all up, and none of them had any idea where his punches were coming from. The bell rang, and Wally charged quickly without touching gloves. But the champion was ready for this and quickly sidestepped. Wally pursued him, but he ran too far and overshot Martinez. Everyone was surprised when he used the ropes to sling himself towards the champion. While this was happening, we learned from Vogue's conversation that in all of Martinez's fights, not once has a clean punch landed on his face. The champion didn't expect to be hit by a punch while Wally was on the move. They were surprised to see that happened so suddenly. It seems that the champion panics when Wally suddenly disappeared from his sight. He was actually hiding behind the referee and threw a punch, but it fell short and didn't reach. Wally seemed to be teasing and challenging Martinez. He moved closer bit by bit while keeping his hand behind him. Wally threw a left hook after feinting twice, but Martinez defended it and Wally quickly created distance. Wally indeed demonstrated how unorthodox his boxing style is. Each time he slung from the rope, he rained punches on the champion's defense. Here, we saw why Wally's opponents never knew where his punches were coming from. Because of his fake punches using his quick and flexible hands, round 1 ended quickly. Not once did the champion throw a punch. He just calmly observed and defended against Wally. Before round 2 began, Martinez thought to himself that this was the first time he had an opponent like Wally, and he wondered what he should do. The fight began and Wally rained punches of all sorts. Martinez could only defend. Little by little, Wally's body blows were starting to connect. Round 2 ended, but the champion still didn't know what he should do. 6 minutes weren't enough to study Wally. Martinez admitted to his corner that he might be in over his head with Wally. He was very strong and his natural talent was unlike any other. Round 3 began, and we found out that Wally was targeting Martinez's eyes to impair his vision. So the champion tightened his defense around his face. While all of this was happening, Vogue mentioned that one of the reasons Wally's sparring partners backed out was because of the injuries they sustained to their eyes from fighting Wally. That's why Martinez was only defending, because if his eyes start bleeding, the referee might stop the fight and declare a technical knockout. The champion tried to make a comeback and threw a left straight, but Wally dodged it and quickly counterattacked, nearly landing a solid hit on Martinez. And that's how round 3 ended. Martinez said that after 3 rounds, he was slowly starting to understand Wally's boxing style. At the sound of the bell, the champion slowly advanced and tried to trap Wally. He used the ropes again and unleashed a flurry of unique punches, but Martinez kept advancing and tried to catch Wally. The champion said that the whole boxing ring feels like a jungle when fighting against Wally, because he takes advantage of everything he can use within the ring. We learned from Dan that their plan was to win by decision using Wally's speed. So from the start of the fight, he was already trying to score points while Martinez was still observing. That's why the champion was forced to charge, because otherwise he would slowly lose. Wally provoked him again by saying, "Come on, champion." We then learned from the champion's coach that Martinez had requested this match for him to prepare for his postponed fights against Sendo. The champion began throwing heavy left jabs, but Wally dodged them all and counterattacked. Both of them weren't landing clean hits, only managing to block each other's punches. After a long exchange of punches, Martinez stopped when Wally's counter almost landed a solid hit on his face. They exchanged punches again, but because of Wally's speed, he got the upper hand. The champion kept trying to catch Wally, but he stopped again when Wally countered and landed a clean punch on his face. That's how round 4 ended. Because of the home court advantage, the referee warned Wally, because he was using the ropes to move around the ring. Round 5 began and Wally still led in the exchange of punches. Martinez tried to connect a punch, but Wally was too fast and seems to be just playing with him. But Wally's world shook when the champion connected with his deadly left jab. Wally quickly rained punches on him to stop his advance, but Martinez landed another solid left jab and seemed to be getting the rhythm of the fight. The champion pursued Wally relentlessly, and this turned the tables. In his panic, Wally bumped into the referee while trying to create distance. Here we saw Martinez's secret. Even though he didn't have Superman strength or speed, we could say that he is the embodiment of boxing itself because of his solid basic fundamentals. Wally's corner said that if he could survive that round, they would use their secret move. Martinez remained aggressive and kept raining left jabs. Because of this, Wally was cornered and got hit by a solid 1-2 punch. The fight completely turned around when he was knocked down. When he got up, Martinez cornered him and continued to throw left jabs. Wally tried to drown the champion in punches with his quick hands, but Martinez just used his basics and stopped Wally with his textbook left jab. He tried to knock him down again with a right straight, but Wally dodged it and tried to escape. The champion met him with a massive body blow, but he was surprised when Wally counterattacked, and that's how round 5 ended. In Wally's corner, Miguel revealed the secret move, which was to be free and just have fun. And with a cheerful demeanor, Wally stood up in his corner. Here, the intense exchange was about to begin. Wally challenged the champion to the middle of the ring by stomping his foot. Both boxers moved to the center and unleashed a rain of punches. Both of them landed solid hits on each other's faces. When Wally released a strong punch, he rolled when it was dodged. When Wally got up, it was the champion who challenged him to the center of the ring. The two started their punch-outs in the middle of the ring again. However, Wally's head shook when he got hit by a right straight to the face, and it caused him to be knocked down. He got up quickly, as if nothing happened. He tried to retaliate and threw solid punches, and now it seems like a last man standing fight in the middle of the ring, and Wally wasn't giving up even though he was at a clear disadvantage. When he threw a smash, the champion countered it with a solid right straight that dropped him on the canvas. And because of this, the referee quickly ended the match. And still, the undefeated WBA featherweight champion of the world, Ricardo Martinez, was declared the winner. And that concludes our video. What an intense fight! I thought Wally was going to win. Imagine how awesome this will be when it gets animated. So, how about if Ippo returns to boxing in the future and challenges Ricardo? What do you guys think? It's truly something to look forward to. And again, this is Onii-Chan Tagalog. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the upcoming intense battles. See you next time, guys.